And it is live. Sorry, people, we made it. Welcome back. Episode number 193 of My Cup of Tea. Evan, how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. Jam-packed episode today. We were live just the other day, Monday. But we have a lot more reviews rather than movie news to break down. We got to talk about Invincible, episode 1 and 2, right? Did you watch episode 1, 2 for Invincible?
Yeah, I watched 1 and 2. Yep.
Okay. 1 and 2 Invincible. Episode 4 aired last night, so we'll talk about the rest of it next week. And then we talk about Daredevil Born Again. It's a big one. Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Is it better than Season 1? Are we on a good trajectory so far? We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
And then Nathan saw Ready or Not 2, which I just saw on Tuesday as well. And then Project Hail Mary. Did you watch those both on the same day, Nathan?
Yeah, I watched both of those. And in between both of those, I saw Undertone.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about Undertone. We can talk about Under the Tone as well. Not the telephone, just the tone. Just the tone.
Dial tone.
AOL dial-up. Did anybody in our chat remember AOL dial-up connection? Old school? Man, good old days. Like your internet wasn't working if you didn't hear that error. That was crazy. What a time. Oh man. Classic. So where should we start? Let's start off with the big one here. Daredevil, he's born, he's back. It's again, season 2. Yeah.
I know I forgot something. I didn't make a special border for the show that we're reviewing weekly. Fuck.
Oh, what's our thumbnail?
I got some Daredevil in there with Ready or Not and Project Hail Mary.
Oh, so what are you talking about?
But border-wise. Well, I mean,
border,
the borders.
Border. Okay.
I usually make fun ones for the series. So I'll do it next time.
It's okay. You just chalk it up to a classic Nathan fuck up.
So I wasn't making borders yet when we were talking. No, it was like early in the year. Last year.
But okay, so Daredevil Born Again season 2. Nathan, what are your overall thoughts on Tuesday? It's Tuesday nights now. Tuesday at 9. What are your thoughts on Tuesday's premiere of Daredevil Born Again season 2? Matt is back, baby.
He's back in black.
Yes, he is.
How the whole universe started when you think about it, 2008. But no, this is great. This was a nice return to form. The suit just looks really great in action. Just no explanation, just like, all right, here it is, Daredevil, right on. Has the D's, the aesthetic choice. Moving on. Cool. But I like it. I like what we got. It definitely feels like we're laying groundwork for the better story to come. Coming off of what was all established at the end of season 1. Not a problem. We got to set up the dominoes before we knock them down, and that's fine. But I do get a sense of like, we're about to charge into some really big, compelling stuff with the overall season.
I agree. I thought there was a solid premiere, nothing too major or special. I mean, I guess Matt nearly getting his identity revealed was pretty wild. I thought that was a very compelling scene at the very, very end there as the ICE agents, the Fisk agents are pounding on Matt. They're one and the same. And then, Cherry's, oh yeah, I'll get into this in a second. But yeah, Cherry is having like a heart attack after the fact. And it kind of reminds Matt about what's going on what went on with Foggy, and that kind of messed up his rhythm because he was like easily beating up these guys, but the Foggy reminder really kind of hindered Matt there for a second. And it was enough for them to overpower him momentarily before Homeboy got in. I feel justified for not liking Heather last season. I don't think anybody liked Heather last season. She was a horribly written character.
Unfortunately, quite thin. in the retrospect,
Yeah.
but we have a chance to do something interesting, which I think is they're doing, setting up with the psychological damage from her experience with Muse, making Muse more important than what the previous season's doing.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's twofold here. Yeah, let's talk about Heather real quick. Also, I think for a general statement for me at least, the weaknesses of Daredevil Born Again season 1 rested with the supporting cast. I think every week Nathan and I would come on here and talk about how good Matt's arc was, how Fisk's arc wasn't great, but like the second half of Fisk's arc in that season progressively made more sense. Fisk had that weird thing where he kidnapped his wife's ex cheater boyfriend. It was very dumb and messy, but the back half made it make more sense as Fisk's storyline connected more with his wife and what was happening to his mayoral campaign, which made everything a bit more cohesive. That being said, everything else around Matt and Fisk was very sloppy. Cherry, not a good character. Just very like, he's your classic Detective Gordon-esque character. But then he was also like too much of a reminder for Matt in terms of like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this. He was more of a hindrance than like an assistance for Matt, which I didn't really like. Draven says problem with the first season is that you could tell where it was all stitched together from a previous version. Yeah, that's very true too, Draven. But yeah, Cherry was like sloppily written. Heather was like back and forth. She had no real direction. Her character, what's her name? Kirsten, just stayed in the in the lawyer's office. Didn't really do much for Kirsten.
Her first scene in this episode being in the office, I was like, oh no.
I agree with you. But it worked better, and we'll get into that. And we'll get into why it worked a little bit better so far here. Will she ever leave again? Well, we don't know. Wasn't there already a Gordon-esque character in the Netflix show? Shouldn't just brought him back. Yeah, what was his name? Was it the black guy?
Blanking on it. He was in, I believe, season 2. Like, I think he had a rapport with Foggy, if that's who he's talking about.
Yeah, I forget who the other guy was. It's been a minute since I rewatched Daredevil Netflix. But yeah, and then they didn't use. I think it was Brett. I think Brett was the black guy, right, Draven? I think that's the right guy. And yeah, like, and they didn't utilize Karen that well either. But anyways,
well, she was
What's that?
She was hardly in it.
Exactly, she was hardly in it because all the messed up stuff. Also, just to talk about season 1 again, real quick.
Sure.
Draven talked about like the patched up versions. There were some instances where the patched up earlier version wasn't necessarily bad. The Cops and Robbers Miss Marvel episode, I think that was from the earlier version. I couldn't tell, but that was a fun-ish like bottle episode.
Yep.
What'd you say?
No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the lawyer. You know what I'm talking about, right? It was like episode 3 or 4. It was like the courtroom episode. I think episode 3.
Yeah. Yeah, with the White Tiger.
With White Tiger. That was a very compelling episode. I still don't like how they ended the White Tiger storyline, just getting shot and be like, hey, look how despicable the cops are. I was like, you could have made that a bit more impactful.
Yeah.
But yeah, Muse was the biggest flaw of last season. The biggest flaw. I mean, just in terms of like build up in the previews, in terms of like this is your season antagonist. Like, he should have been a foil for both Fisk and Matt, and he was just nothing. He was very anticlimactic, half baked. It was undercooked. Yeah, it was messy.
Yeah, they took out any of his like actual like speaking personality in the costume that he would have with his victims, just keeping him a silent killer. But then he was like rambling his mad thoughts in his final scene, and then he gets shot dead. It is very unfortunate use.
Exactly. So those were the main flaws, and then of course we all love. No one loved like the last two episodes. 9 and 10 were really strong episodes of Born Again season 1. And what we've been hearing from the reviews is that the back half of this season is where the season truly shines, which hopefully that is the case. But just for this episode alone, I thought it was pretty solid. Nothing major, but as Nathan said, it was a lot of informative and important setups. And I think I like where most of the, again, supporting cast, where they are and what the direction seems to be heading for most of them, with the scene stealer being our new character, Mr. Charles, played by the great Matthew Lillard. He seems to have one of the most like screen presence and most like, joy to have on screen. Not that the other ones are bad. It's just that like he comes in with an energy that is kind of like opposing the energy in the room, which makes for a very entertaining scene. So I really liked Mr. Charles there. I wasn't really like, oh my gosh, when people were losing their mind on Twitter. It was like, did he say DeFontaine from Black Panther 2? And now I'm like, okay, cool.
Hold on, I think I've been cut off for a second. I'm gonna wait for him to get back.
Can you hear me?
You there? You good?
Yeah.
But all right, hold on a second. You're still frozen on my end.
Oh yeah.
You're coming back in. Let me try and do like a little dip. Bam, bam.
Hello.
Yo, okay. Say something. There
Hello. Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, okay. Yeah, you were like, oh wow, nobody was like Val, and I was sitting here like, I like it.
I mean, I just the Val character just has never done it for me in any of her appearances. I think, of course, she was best utilized in Thunderbolts. I thought she was solid there. Mm-hmm. But even there, I was like, she was like the least interesting character aside from everybody else in that movie. So I doubt she comes in. Maybe she's in Born Again season 2. Maybe she's in this season somewhere. But I'm like, okay, cool. I don't see why that name is impactful for this season. Draven says some expel are speculating that Bullseye is going to end up in the Thunderbolts. Not happening. Zero chance that's happening. Zero chance.
Oh, certainly not in the Thunderbolts team and the one that we currently know. No, absolutely not. However, our boy Alex seems to suggest that Val is definitely going to want to recruit Bullseye for something in the future.
Not in the movie. Bullseye is not going to the movies.
I didn't say that. But
you said Val's going to recruit him for something in general.
Yeah, maybe like a more like traditional Dark Avenger thing where Bullseye is a part of the comic film.
Okay. In
not
that
the
case,
Thunderbolts. No.
Okay. And that makes more sense. He can be like her hired assassin. I mean, I don't know, the morality behind Val was just so topsy turvy. I just don't know anymore.
There's no morals. There isn't morals.
I guess not, but like we used her, we used her as an antagonist in Thunderbolts. But then at the end of Thunderbolts, they kind of like get the upper hand. They're like, "Hey, you work for us now. We're the new Avengers," and kind of like, "Oh, okay." Or it was also all part of Val's plan. I don't know. It's just her character is just too enigmatic to be interesting to me. I don't know what's going to happen with her, but whatever. Like, I feel like if there's a shady character, just put her with Val. It'll work out or whatever. But whatever.
Shall we go back to the power broker, Evan? Does that make you feel better?
You know what? Bring back Sharon, whatever her name was. Carter? No.
Carter.
Yeah.
A very important name.
Not great. But yeah. Well, so we'll see what happens with Val. But yeah, did you like Mr. Charles and what he did in this premiere?
Yeah, it feels like he just has no real fear of Fisk, which you don't see often. And if he feels like someone who has the confidence where I believe that no, yeah, I don't think Fisk can actually make a successful move against this guy.
Yeah, me neither. But his loyalty is very fascinating, right? Like he seems to be in like if we were doing like Born Again season 2 alliance charts, he seems to be firmly in Fisk's camp so far, right?
No, yeah, for sure. But I can also see that Fisk is like irritated by some of his way he presents going about things.
Fair enough. Let's dive into that. Yeah, it's been a topic of discussion on Twitter in terms of like Fisk not being the most politically savvy character, and we kind of see that highlighted with like how he reacted with the curfews, the ICE troopers, all that kind of shit. And then he had to have the governor come in and like talk to him, and then like other people were angry at him, but then they get a call from like the CIA or Mr. Charles and DeFontaine, and they kind of like get turned around. They're kind of like, okay, Fisk, you get to do your thing now, like with little to no oversight. They said like, hey, we'll have discussions. But I wonder what's the end game there, because they were like pounding Fisk to the pavement, basically. Mr. Charles walks in, they get a phone call, and they're like, you know what, Fisk, do your thing. I'm like, okay. So the lesson here is that like Fisk is getting more control, and Mr. Charles is helping him do that. What's the gain here? What's the motivation for Mr. Charles to help Fisk in this scenario? And Fisk, like, why is he helping Fisk? And why is Fisk then afraid of Mr. Charles? Like, it's a very uneven relationship we have going here.
Yeah, it's all vague presently. We have such little like information. Those seeds are planted, and we're just gonna have to sprout.
I think he's gonna end with Matt in prison.
I don't know. If we have a lot of the defenders coming in, I don't think he's gonna stay in prison.
I don't think so. For a season that's all about Matt and Karen being like on the run, for them to end up getting caught and going to prison at the end doesn't sound too surprising or riveting. So I doubt it. I do want to see Matt like be free. I want season 3 to end, with Matt being a lawyer again. I think that's pivotal to Daredevil as a character, is to have like that duality. And he's not able to have that duality if he's just running around being Daredevil on the run, speaking in covert alleyways and shit like that. Like I thought it was very interesting in this episode that he's doing that with Karen, who's also in disguise. But the end all be all by the end of the season should be Karen can walk free now. Matt can walk free now. I don't know. See, I think it's too soon for that, Dre. I think it's too soon for the identity to get blown. We're only in season 2, at least in terms of the
theoretically,
MCU.
though, we're on season 5.
Theoretically, yeah, I know. But for like the New World Order, it's like his identity gets blown already. Like, what's season 3 and 4 going to be about then? Like, it just wouldn't work. Granted, I don't read a lot of Daredevil comics.
And you have to get everyone. Go to Doctor Strange, get his identity erased, but he won't have that many people in his life to remind him, so it'll be okay.
That's dark.
Friendly lawyer.
But I disagree, Dre. I think the season has to end with like a more positive light, especially in contrast to season 1, where we kind of lost. It's like, oh, well, we lost, but here's the resistance. It'll be weird for season 2 to be the resistance season, and the resistance end with like, hey, we won, but Matt's identity is broken, or Matt's in prison. I feel like it's going to end on a more joyful, like, hey, here's the squad, we're back, new status quo season. I think Fisk going to jail, or Fisk, something bad happening to Fisk would be more even. So, yeah.
I could definitely see that. I think inherently just seeing the almost identity reveal getting out uh, by the end of the episode signifies to me that it won't come to that unless he has a second close call in the season. That I feel like will be an intentional tee up of like, okay, but then when it happens again for real, it will be for real. But right now, I don't think that's the case.
It's just too messy. Then we'll get some brand new day at the end, or they saving that for a Punisher special. I don't think any of these are going to have something to do with Spider-Man.
But the Punisher. What else? There's interesting arguments you can make in terms of like Brand New Day stemming off. Like, the woman in Fisk's cabinet is in Spider-Man Brand New Day, giving him the key to the city. So there is like some intentional connection by the story people. Because why the fuck else would they put that actress in? You could have got literally anybody else on the planet. Why?
Well, they're all sharing the world, but we always talk about this, guys. Like, the movies will never reference the show, and the shows will hardly ever reference like Spider-Man or whatever.
You're the most unconnected universe fan of this connected universe. I swear to God.
I mean, because people are like overblowing the connectivity. Yeah, the person.
Have fun, damn it.
Is it fun to see like, oh, I remember her? I mean,
yes,
it's cool. It's cool.
Val was on the phone, and I liked it.
Like, but why do you like it, Nathan? Why do you like it?
Because like in comics, I could see a C issue number and then I can go watch it. No, I like it because it does create like it lets you like work your brain of like, okay, now I know that character, I know what they're capable of. I wonder how they're gonna their piece functions into this greater puzzle.
That's fair. That's really fair. That's fair. And especially for a character like Val, who is able to be TV, movie. She's done both a lot. What did Draven say? I missed that.
To his like previous point of connecting with Brand New Day.
So the one she being emotional
because he feels the whole.
It won't be brought up. It won't be in Spider-Man. No way in hell it's brought up. Zero chance.
I mean, it might get wrapped up before Spider-Man because otherwise I don't really see Frank being so freely running around during the day a lot in Spider-Man. Well, then all it's going to come down to like how the Punisher special goes. But yeah, I could see. I feel like I don't know because I know you would probably want to get all of the Defenders together for the idea of like bringing Vigilante to the face of the public in a positive light together, but I don't think we're going to get them all by the end of the season. Not wholly. And if we do, it'll be a tease for like the next season of like the team up of all of them.
Well, isn't that what we're thinking? Like, I think like whether the finale teases Luke Cage or at least Jessica says, hey, Luke and Danny are on the way. They're around the corner. I don't know. But like, I feel like it's so obvious that season 3 is going to feature Danny and Luke and Elektra.
Yeah.
Who is like Instagramming John Bernthal like as she's like lifting weights. I'm like,
she is. I saw that. I was like, hold on.
like, is the Mickey Mouse sniper just not giving a crap? Like, okay. I mean, granted, we're the only ones being so like anal about all this, but it is just very funny to see them so out in the open about it.
That's the fun part.
If only someone crapping enough Spider-Man on the show. What would Spider-Man do? We don't need Spider-Man on a TV show.
Would it be fun?
Would it? Okay.
Yes, damn it. Fuck, it's Spider-Man and Daredevil. Would it be fun? Would these iconic duo from comics be good on screen? Fuck.
Okay, let me rephrase. I think Daredevil being in a Spider-Man movie would work better for me than Spider-Man jumping into a TV series. I don't know why. It's just my brain. I just like put him in a movie.
Right. No, I see where you're getting, and it's a tone thing. I'm sure.
Yeah, like this tone is so. I don't know how to describe it because like this tone matches up well with what we see in the MCU. It's not like drastically different. We see bones popping and stuff like that, sure, but like Spider-Man is like a bridge to like a different kind of light. And I don't know, it would just make more sense seeing Matt and Daredevil on the big screen rather than the other way around. And yeah, like it can't contractually, like Draven said, it can't happen, right? Spider-Man can't be in a Disney Plus series, right?
Technically speaking, no, because live action, yeah, Sony just has the rights to. It's weird because I think Disney has the TV rights of Spider-Man, but like they can't adapt the movie version. It's like because when they made What If, they had to do the Disney Parks suit design for Spider-Man, even though it's supposed to be the same characterization. Yeah, it's a little muddy in that sense. But that's also the weird thing of why like they couldn't call Spider Noir Peter Parker or Benjamin Parker in this upcoming series. They had to change his name to the clone name. It's weird.
Yeah, it's very confusing, very weird. But that all being said, getting back to the episode at hand. So yeah, again, it's hard to discuss what's going on with Mr. Charles, but I did like his presence. But yeah, let's move on to Heather, as we were already kind of talking about, with her dealing with the lingering memories and trauma, basically, of what's going on with her and Muse. What do you think, or just in general, what are your thoughts on those scenes? Did you like them? And like, what do you think is going to happen with, is there an end result here for Heather?
Well, there's some shady stuff going on for sure. The end result, I don't fully know. I don't know because I was already so like muddy with her character season 1 that I'm like I gotta live with her new direction for at least another episode or two, which we're getting double episodes next week. But I don't know. It's something I'm hopeful is landed well. I imagine it's going to be mainly filled because she was already like pretty anti-vigilantes pre-joining Fisk in arguing with Matt last season, and then I'm sure the whole shakeup with Muse has only accentuated that feeling. So she would probably want to just get every form of vigilantes locked up like Fisk wants. That's why she's messing with swordsmen right now. We'll just see how it all comes to a head, and if there can be any communication from anybody a bit more level-headed outside of Fisk to try to sway her, help her. Maybe she goes completely insane and becomes the next Muse, which there is like a woman version of Muse in the comics. I don't know. Anything's possible.
Yeah, I ironically I saw that on. They could pull a Gotham and have her go crazy. Oh my god! Real quick, before I go my spiel, I hated that part of Gotham where like his wife was right. Draven, it was Gordon's wife that kind of went crazy at the end of season 2, right? Of Gotham, for anybody that watched Gotham.
Oh
yeah. And they had her like almost do like the Harley Quinn angle. It was weird and dumb, and it was kind of like a jumping the shark moment on Gotham that I stopped watching the show. I think I stopped at season 3. I didn't go past it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I only saw the first couple.
Oh, I mean, season 1 was solid for what it was. Yeah, it was Barbara. Yeah, it was messy. But anyways, I don't hate. I don't overtly enjoy what's going on with Heather, but I think I do find it fascinating. She's falsifying records. That's bad. Yeah, whatever. But you know, she's falsifying records while still working with Fisk. It's like, okay, so she's firmly in the Fisk camp. She's doing this primarily, you know, just trying to get these possible, because in her mind, Swordsman is like a dangerous vigilante. And as you mentioned, due to her ordeal with Muse, she wants as many vigilantes just like in prison as possible. So if she can falsify records to make sure a vigilante, in the case of Swordsman, gets thrown away, then whatever. That's her ordeal. But by the way, I love the swordsman actor Lalo. I keep forgetting his name.
You only ever call him Lalo.
Because he was a badass in Better Call Saul.
Salamanca.
What was the fuck his name? Tony Dalton. Sorry, Tony. Sorry, Tony. Sorry, Tony. He's going to be in Intergalactic, everybody. The new Naughty Dog game. Get ready.
Nice.
But yeah, he's such a great actor. One of the best in the entire show. Putting him as swordsman, I'm just like, are they ever going to make him interesting? Are they going to make him do something in this show? I doubt it. My expectations are very, very, very low. But like, you have Tony Dalton. You could have made him like a very awesome like Daredevil antagonist, and that could have been very interesting. Imagine Tony Dalton as like a better version of Muse. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of upset that they're using.
Well, he's a hero.
Is he a hero? We haven't seen him do much of anything.
Yeah, and he certainly was a hero in the Hawkeye finale because they misdirected.
He became like a last minute hero where he had like one action scene. He was like, "Hey, told you I'm a good person." But even then, like he was like schmaltzy with Fisk. So is he a good person? I don't know. I don't know.
He's a powerful man, but he knows how to play the field and he knows what he stands for.
That's fair. That's a good point. He knows how to play the part. But yeah, it is.
It's a funny thing to think that Daredevil just does come from money.
What's that?
It's funny to think that Kate does like come from money, but she like intentionally closed herself off from it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, not like a Green Arrow type, but you know, it's very similar in that vein. But yeah, he got Zorro thing. Yeah, he does have a Zorro thing going on. That's fair enough. But yeah, it's just like I want more from him. But for Heather, it is funny because I did see people on Twitter saying like, "Oh, they're cooking. Heather could become the female Muse." That'll never happen. But you know, maybe they make something interesting happen with her. I want to hope that they're like cooking up something interesting with this trauma angle. We know Muse is dead. That's the only certainty. But her being traumatized as a psychologist is very fascinating. Like she herself needs to seek therapy, even though she's kind of like the therapist in the show. It's kind of ironic. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what they're cooking with Heather. TBD on if this is a good storyline or not. And then let's get into Cherry, Nathan. Cherry annoyed a ton of people by the end of season 1, telling Matt, you know, what are you doing, Matt? You're overexerting yourself, Matt. Don't do this, Matt. Like, he was a bit over the top.
Don't be Daredevil, Matt.
Yeah, I know. It was ridiculous. And it was funny, too, because the scene of him having a heart attack, I whispered over to Jalen. I'm like, oh, like his death could be a very interesting start to season 2 for like for Matt. Jalen's like, I don't want Cherry to die, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Cherry. Like, he lives or dies, I don't give a fuck. And Jalen's like, oh, you don't give a fuck about Cherry? You heartless, Evan? And I'm like, I'm not really heartless. Just like, I don't give a fuck about Cherry.
Can you call Jalen in to give his 2 cents on Cherry?
We had a whole argument about this.
Love to hear that.
We had a whole argument and discussion about it because he was like, dang, Evan, you're so heartless. I didn't like, cause I was going in on why Cherry sucked, why Heather sucked, why Kirsten wasn't great. He's like, oh my gosh, Evan, do you even love this show? And I'm like, I like the show. I'm just saying, some of these characters weren't good. Anyways, and I'm not one to say that a character has to die to be interesting, that's definitely not me. But I just thought it would be kind of interesting to see where the scene was heading if Cherry dies, a la Foggy dying in the first episode of last season. But it didn't happen.
Yeah.
It looks like Cherry is here to stay, I believe. And Matt is, recovering from his panic attack, basically, saved by Bullseye. So a lot going on here,
Why?
but in general, Cherry, we see Cherry talking to Kirsten. He talks to Matt. They have like a funny rapport down by like under the bridge. Like, hey, you're too old. Like, it doesn't matter if you're in danger or not. Like, I kind of like that rapport. That was very funny.
You gonna need me to spell these names for you? Yeah, I am.
Yeah, Matt was ridiculous. He's like, I need you to find like Nikolai Tchaikovsky and Bemis Belushka. I'm like, Matt, come on. What are we doing here, buddy? So that part was very funny. But
Cherry
yeah,
was actually a spelling bee camp. Fun fact.
That would be hilarious. There's like a trophy in his back in his room over there.
Yeah. Second place.
He lost to Karen Page. But anyways, I had a good time with this. Cherry was solid this episode. We'll see how he does. Again, he's not giving me a lot. He's in that like, I'm an older statesman detective, whatever. But his heart attack scene was pretty compelling. So yeah, we'll see where that goes.
Totally. I was very like on the brink of like, I don't even know if Matt's physically capable of getting Cherry somewhere safe right now.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't. Did I lose Nathan here? Nathan is frozen on my screen, but maybe it's just me. So I'll keep on talking here for a second here. But yeah, so Cherry isn't the most compelling character, but we'll see what happens with him in a few scenes. We'll see what episode 2 and 3 bring for Cherry. He is one of the characters that could die this season. Oh, are you back, Nathan?
I think so.
Okay, that's a little bit of a gap. Hello.
Yeah, we're having fun tonight with these gaps.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here tonight. I can come in and come back out. But what was your? I think we finished talking about Cherry. Is that the only other supporting character in the show? I'm gonna come in and come back out. But before I leave, I want. What was your thoughts on the whole BB Urich? Oh yeah, kind of. Draven just brought it up in the comments. Do you think who do you think was in the Fist mask during that BB report? Like, what do you think is going on here with the B report? Do you think this is? Because I think me and a lot of people online are thinking this is obviously BB Urich's daughter here. I forget her name already, but like this is her. Even though she's like putting on these like hey, or not anti, but just she's putting on these like, hey, everything's going great in New York. See how good of a job Fisk is doing. She's putting on those reports, but then also she's the same person doing the anti BB Urich reports to showcase what is actually going on in New York. Do you agree with that assessment?
I feel like I agree with it, especially in the sense that the recap was very specific to refresh that final scene from the finale with her. It was like, I don't write everything under my name. So I could see it being that specific case. But overall, I don't know exactly who's in the mask. It'd be a hell of a twist if it was Matthew Lillard. That'd be funny. But no, I don't think it's going to be anybody in Fist's close connection that's doing crazy shit. It's Foggy. Could you imagine if Foggy's return as he's doing this shit? That would be funny. Or or it's Jessica Jones. Oh, just the most like bullshit guesses. I have no idea who could be in the mask, but I am grateful for it because I think that's like a really great recreation of like those broadcast hijacking old things that you would see on old like 80s 90s television that was always so like unsettling, but also like earliest form of like trolling as well. It's interesting. It's interesting to think about. I don't exactly know how often we'll see it. I hopefully a lot, because I really like the intrigue of it and how like they're like really like coming for the throat of everything about Fisk. Very good. And I do think BB does have to play like nice in the official BB report to present like Fisk is doing an amazing job. Look how good he's doing. Oh hell yeah, and just staying in good graces. Because that's how you have to stay safe in this fascist regime of ICE and whatnot, which is very unfortunate. But you gotta join the system, change the system from within. It's very fortunate in that sense. Evan should be back in a couple minutes, if not right away. He might be refreshing his Wi-Fi. I feel like it's me though. I don't know. Draven, when these glitches happen, I do have to ask you. Where Evan tends to like leave his camera and come back. Is Evan the one specifically freezing and I'm okay, or is it a drop on both? But yeah, I'll be definitely intrigued to see where stuff with BB goes from here. I really like her scene with Karen. That was really good. I gotta get Evan back in here to discuss that because I feel like I'm going like too far ahead in the discussion. So there he is. So that's fair, Draven. Gotcha.
I'm back. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Awesome. Dude, Twitter is so bad as a website now. The whole like passcode thing. I put in the passcode to access my messages, and then I have to wait for it to refresh, and then it doesn't load. Then I refresh, and it doesn't load again. So just like it's very messy. I hate it. So what were you guys talking about with the whole BB Urich stuff?
I was basically going into how I believe that she's going to be the one that's going to assemble the defenders and restore the hand. Just kidding.
Wait, pause.
No, I was just like, I was really intrigued. I think, she has to put on the face on their official report to appease the Fisk's cabinet and whatnot, because you got to be inside the system, change the system. I don't know who specifically is behind the mask of these like airwave hijackings of the broadcast, but I like how it's executed. It does feel just like those instances on real like cable television back in the day, and I like how cut to the throat they are at Fisk. I have no idea who it could be underneath, but I'll be intrigued to see once we get closer, if it's ever revealed.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like she's in charge of like the anti broadcast. I don't know the mask part. I don't really know. I don't really know. It's weird. Yeah. I mean, it could just be her under the mask using a voice changer. I don't know. So she could just be doing all of it. I'm not really sure. But then that leaves us with our last character, the understudy of Fisk, the person who was her like the BB Urich's best friend, the guy from the kid character. What's his name? Yeah. I'm blinking on his name.
Tony Soprano.
Yeah, y'all know what I mean. The Fisk understudy guy. I liked him in season 1, and he seems to be doing similar things. Is it Buck? No, not Buck.
No, Buck was the dude. Is like Fisk's right hand assassin, British guy.
Exactly. I like Buck. Buck's perfect for this show. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. But yeah, I'm blanking on the kid's name, but he's doing exactly what we got in season 1. He was one of the better supporting cast members in season 1. So I like that he's doing pretty similar stuff here, trying to work all the angles. What?
Daniel Blake.
Daniel. Now I won't forget your name, Daniel. Congratulations. So that's very fascinating. We'll see how that goes moving forward. But yeah, that's about it for my Daredevil thoughts. We'll have 2 episodes to break down. Draven said he was just calling him Wesley number 2. That works too. Wesley number 2 works. And we saw in the trailer we could see Wesley again in like a flashback type of ordeal. So that could be kind of cool.
That's very true.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it for Daredevil. Did you want to change topics? Head on over to Invincible season 4, 3, 4.
4. Yep. Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. Do we have no Invincible background or whatever it's called? Border?
I thought we did. I thought we were doing one last time, but now I don't think so. I'll have to craft one.
We'll go in just half cocked. But yeah, fun start for Invincible season 4. 4th season still going strong. Funny enough, funny story. Jalen and I last week, when all the episodes dropped at once, we ended up watching episode 2 as our first episode. And then we had to go back and watch episode 1. Because we watched episode 2.
I guess it doesn't. We're like wrong.
Right, exactly. Like nothing really changed, which was so funny because like we started the episode. I'm like, okay, this is a very dark, great episode, all about Nolan. Really, kind of like a cold, intense opening to season 4. And then I was like, oh wait, this isn't supposed to be the. Because like I think I recognized it the day afterwards when people were like, oh, Invincible season 4, episode 2 is one of the highest rated episodes. And I clicked on it. I'm like, wait a minute. Episode 2? This is what we watched last night. Like, this is episode 1. And then I was like, okay, so we were in the wrong. I don't know how Amazon Prime fucked me over, but okay. So just to go in order here, what was mostly for episode 1? This was the alien invasion?
Yeah, it was the alien invasion, stuff with Mark and Eve. And Eve's parents, home life with Mark's mom and Oliver, and also addressment that Eve's powers are messing up.
Yeah, Eve's powers are messing up, and we don't know why. In my in my Godzilla voice. So
Kyle Chandler.
Thank you. I forgot his name. Kyle Chandler. Thank you. You mean Hal Jordan, Nathan? How dare you call him Kyle Chandler? He's Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan, Green Lantern.
So that I can't wait for that show. That show's gonna rock. It's gonna blow everybody away. But yeah, I had a fun time with this first episode. I really like the character work that they're doing with Mark here in the first episode. Mark's very much still reeling from the end of season 3, where he felt he didn't kill Angstrom Levy. He didn't kill him. And then, of course, Angstrom comes back with 1,000 Invincibles, nearly destroys the entire world there, killed Rex. And now, remember, guys, Rudy is now going as Rex. So that was crazy. And then we get him just dealing with the whole morality of that. He's going to have to be a bit more darker, and we'll see a bit more of that in episode 3. But I liked Mark here in this premiere. Also, crazy ending with Rex and Monster Girl. Right?
Yeah. Rex and Monster Girl?
In episode 1?
I don't think so.
What happened? Tell me the end of episode 1.
Well, in regards to them, Rex teleports away before getting infected in the sewer. Monster Girl doesn't really get too much addressment at the end there. I mean, they share a nod before he goes down into the sewer, but Nothing big.
With the invasion? Am I thinking of the right episode? Episode 1? Who was the antagonist in episode 1?
Am I? Well, there was Denai Guerrera is playing this like electrical woman.
Oh, okay. So this was the one with the like the centipede, the pink things, the pink monster things.
Yeah, like the little tentacle brain things take over your mind. It's a hive mind. That's the invasion I was talking.
Oh, okay. That wasn't really alien invasion. That was
another one.
Yeah, that was the one from the sewers. That's how I was confused.
Well, they're still from Mars. It's an alien invasion.
I guess. Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, but
no.
Yeah,
The specific ending is they were like 1 millisecond away from breaking the dome. If they didn't take out the leader of the hive mind, and they were like probably that 1 millisecond possibly too late of getting there to knock it off of the guy.
Yeah.
And Mark had to make the choice to kill the guy.
Yes.
Bystander that was taken over.
That's why I didn't want to spoil, because I thought that was episode 3. I was like, I don't want to spoil Mark murdering somebody.
Right, because whenever it happens, you're like, oh.
Yeah, because like that was a crazy ending. That was wild.
Yeah, this is an example where like this obviously is so terrible, but seeing every aspect of the situation, I fully understand why it happened.
I completely agree. Which is what makes this show so like, it's an animated, over the top, goofy show at times, but it gets really real, and that's the appeal of Invincible. It's so real, with Mark's emotions, his darkness, him not trying to be like Omni-Man, but he gets hit with these these very, very tough choices. And like you, it's like you understand every aspect of like what's going on in this scene. That motherfucker, bulletproof, garbage ass, bulletproof, really owed everybody.
Every season I'm like, oh yeah, and bulletproof's here. Every time. No, nothing against him or the voice actor. I'm just like, man, you're like so like D-list used, and I'm sorry, but that's just what they're giving you.
Yeah, you say nothing against him. I'm fully against him. Every season he gets rocked. Like, you're not good, buddy. Monster Girl, Rex, Invincible, even the new Captain America motherfucker, like they're all stronger than him. What is he bringing to the team? He can fly. That's it. Like, come on, you suck.
Hey, he's black, and we need that.
We need representation on the team. Do we now?
Do you see anybody else here of color other than
not
Rudy?
He's a clone of a black person.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Nathan. You know what? Leave it to Nathan to be the king of representation for Invincible.
I'm just looking out for the people looking up to the heroes.
Okay.
The youth.
It's so funny. It's so funny. He's so bad. But yeah, I can understand the decision Mark did, but it made for a gut-wrenching final how to say this? A gut-wrenching final mark for Mark's arc on this episode, at least. Where he's struggling with, like, he's overworking himself. He's doing too much. He can't be at all places at once. Let me try and see. Okay, I better bring up episode 3 stuff again. He's doing another thing at once. And, now Eve's powers aren't working. It was just a lot of buildup for Mark. He tries to come in and save the day, and then bam, he has to kill somebody. So it's like he's already having a lot of weight on his shoulders, and this just adds to it rather than helping him decompress or just have a moment to think. He's burdening himself too much, and now this additional burden is it's a lot, and it's unfortunate for Mark here. But yeah. What else? the Night Guerrero stuff was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm continuing to like what's going on with Mark's mom, Debbie, and her boyfriend, Paul. What was the main storyline with them this episode? Was them just like, was this like a sex episode?
Yeah, basically just like finding comfort. They're like, no, you're allowed to just like be around any time of day in the house, but then also leading into like, hey, what if we moved in together?
Okay,
it looks like they're going to.
Yeah, that part was funny, and Oliver's like, "Oh, this the episode with Oliver's like, you can stay down here, like, or no, Mark's like, you can come down here anytime. You don't have to leave,
no,
like right when you wake up." Dude.
Oliver's like, you guys are just as loud as Mark and Eve, and like, I think it's funny. It's like, stop.
Which is that's a great point to bring up, the whole sex of it all, because I'm like, Mark and Eve, you guys gotta move out. Like, why are we still at Mark's house? Why are we still at Mark's mom's Debbie's place? Like, we know Eve in season 1, Eve was like already like living on her own. Granted, it wasn't healthy for her, and she eventually had to move back in. But like, Mark, you're kind of like semi not going to college anymore. Eve's not really in college either. You guys both have like, they don't have 9 to 5s, but they have like jobs and stuff like that. Like, I think it's about time to at least rent an apartment together. Like, that wouldn't be too bad. Like, why are we still
even
living with Debbie here?
Even if we like, because last season Eve made the choice to go back to live with her parents. It was like, okay, but like before her powers messed up, I'm like, you could at least make like a guest house to just like chilling.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't know what's going on there. But you said this is also the episode where Mark has the dinner with Eve's parents, right?
Yeah, and then he has the conversation with her dad, which basically boiled down to, it's just, the 2 times where she was on the brink of death was coming to save you. Think about that. And it's like, all right, well, I'm on the brink as Mark. I'm like, if I'm on the brink of death like 24/7 for my family, and that just means I love them. You fuck. Like,
yeah, it was very warped, but it was funny because like he's doing his usual like, I care about Eve and you don't, Mark, and just like,
I saw The Amazing Spider-Man. I know what this is.
Right? Like what are we doing here? We played these games before.
It's not like Amber in the first season where it's like she's just human. Like, this is Eve. We even saw like from the finale with Conquest, it's like Eve's probably more powerful than anybody.
Right? Exactly.
Get it unlocked.
Totally. Eve has like exponential amounts of power once her powers lock in. So that was kind of annoying. But it was, again, it's interesting though, because like Eve's dad is doing the same bullshit, but it was actually, you can tell this was like where Mark's headspace is, where it was actually kind of working on Mark a little bit. Well, Mark is like feeling more down. Usually kind of like ignores him, but like he was taking it in more when he shouldn't have been taking it in, because he's doing his usual Eve dad bad shit. So that was annoying. And again, it bears repeating, Eve's mom isn't just as bad, but she's not helping any way at all. She's also a bad parent. And I don't like Eve's mom either. Bad parenting.
I'm watching Eve's mom like make the comments she's making, and I'm like, do you want a divorce, ma'am? Do you want to get out of here?
I don't think she does. I
think she's probably content, but I am like, oh, you could be happier.
Yeah, it's odd, right? It's like, hey, you could be happier, but because she's so content, she's like, hey, this works for me, kind of. So Eve, you just got to be content in your relationship too. And Mark might not be the one for you. Like, it's kind of like good cop, bad cop, but they're both saying bad messages to Eve. So it's not great in the slightest for Eve. No. What else there? But yeah, so it was a solid episode getting us back to where we need to be for Mark and his complex headspace there. And again, that final shot was just wild. It's like, tough decision. But episode 2, I thought, was phenomenal. A phenomenal episode of television where we get to see the POV of Nolan once again. This time, the utter devastation and genocide of the Viltrumite people, seeing it through Nolan's eyes and his narration was utterly horrifying. There was some beautiful and again horrifying imagery there with the Viltrumite. Haunting is a good word. With the Viltrumite ring around their planet being of like the millions, the billions of dead bodies there. Like, holy shit. We also see what's it called? It is the episode where we also see I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything anymore. No, it's not a spoiler. Yeah, we see the Viltrumite leader. Not Conquest, but the other guy, played by Lee Pace.
Thrag, I think.
Thrag,
he's
okay.
He's the final shot of season 2, or it's episode 2.
Episode 2. Okay. Got it. So Thrag's cool. We hear him a lot, like me and you, like, you know, even outside of Guardians, I can hear Lee Pace's voice. He's very like easy
the
to
Hobbit.
spot. Man, commentary when?
He's not in Rebels, right? That's Jason Isaacs.
Sure. I forget. Who are you thinking of? For what character?
Inquisitor, the Grand Inquisitor.
Oh yeah, I think that's Jason Isaacs. I think. But either way, I thought this episode was just so great, seeing the breadth of Nolan's youth as well, where we see him fighting. Literally, he gets done teaching some kids, being a good elementary school teacher for the Viltrumite Empire.
He not only gets done teaching the children, but at the end of the lesson, he's like, "All right, go find some food and shelter if you can, and come back tomorrow. Bring weapons because at least 2 of you will die."
Yeah. Crazy. And then his parents come down. Hey, Nolan, time to box. And I'm just like, oh,
happy birthday.
Yeah. So we assume like at the age of like, they say like, whoa, when you become an adult, but seemingly like when you turn 18, it's when you have to go through like the rite of passage by fending off your parents, like fighting them for a period of time. Because it's not even necessarily like, oh, you have to kill your parents, because Nolan's parents live to tell the tale or whatever. But it's just like, hey, we're going to pound him up, see if you can survive our beatdowns, see if you can fight back for a period of time. It was just a crazy opening sequence. I loved the heck out of it, though. It was very fun to watch.
Yeah, very effective. His mom was going to kill him, frankly.
Yeah.
For sure. But then the dad stepped in, and then she was like, you're both fucking weak. I hope to never see you again. Just takes off. But Jesus Christ.
That was
my love.
That was fucking hilarious, dog. Because in the fight, like, you know, Nolan's fighting back, you know, he's beating up his dad. And then with the mom, he throws some rocks in her face, and the rock is lodged into her eye, and she just goes berserk and starts pounding on Nolan. And the dad's like, yo, it's time to go. Like, you know, he did his job, whatever. And she calls him like, hey, you suck too, you pussy. I'm just like, oh my God. Like she was just going in on the dad, Nolan. It was freaking hilarious. So nobody was left unscathed in that family. But yeah, but then we see the virus comes in. It comes in the form of a asteroid, but it's not an asteroid, it's a natural virus. And holy shit. This is just jaw-dropping in execution in terms of like seeing the slow like bleeding from the eyes and from the pores, from everywhere, and then just seeing them drop one by one. Nolan is eventually affected by it, but he lives. Like he just gets lucky, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, this entire episode was just like that entire prologue, I mean, was just jaw dropping. Episode 2 is it the same episode where we find out like who's in charge of that virus? Episode 2, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you find out it's our boy Optimus Prime back with
Okay.
Alan's people.
Yeah.
The whole adventure with Alan, which was really fun. I like that they're basically on Star Trek: The Next Generation ship with the crew.
Yeah.
But in a horrible, like inept way.
Yeah, the big. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. We love the recent trilogy. I love Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. I'm always here for a fun Star Trek gag, because this ship was not it. It was a very hunk of junk. And I love the bit where like, what's his name? The Alan. Yeah, Alan and his girlfriend continued to have sex. And then Nolan's like, you know what? I need to move rooms. Like there was tons of rooms available, and the captain just never told him. It was comedy.
Oh my god! I remember seeing that panel from the comics like on Twitter, and I don't know if it's only like one time in the story that you see it. I always assumed it was because it's always the same panel, but then the fact that they keep cutting back to it for like. I think it gets exponentially longer each cutback, and I'm like, oh my god.
I think it does. Yeah.
But it was like comedy timing. I also didn't realize, like pausing the X-ray on the Amazon that Alan's girlfriend is Tatiana Maslany. That's cool.
Oh wow! Yeah, I didn't know that either. Okay, I love me some Tatiana Maslany. She's fantastic in everything she does. Yeah. But yeah, I got the virus, guys. Watch out! But yeah, it was so cool watching Alan and Nolan go on these adventures as well, fighting the guy with the super laser gun thing. Turns out he's alive, and he's gonna be on our team now eventually, right? I guess so. We didn't really have to fight him too much. What else? I remember that part of the race, and then they also go into the one with the ice and the ice tundra where hey, keep the cover over the sun open just a little bit, but no, they decide to blow up the entire shield covering the ice, which then unthaws all these like killer monsters, which nearly beat up Nolan and Alan. They're so powerful.
Dinosaurs.
So that was crazy. But then leave it to Tatiana Maslany and them to basically block the sun's rays via the ship and then save Nolan at the last second. So I do love just those wacky, fun adventures amongst it all.
Oh, totally. It was such a blast. Seth Rogen continues to prove to just be so likable in this role of Alan.
He's so good. So not surprisingly good because Seth Rogen can quite literally do it all. But he's such a blast to have as Alan, and you can really see the chemistry he has with like J.K. Simmons. Their scenes are just hilarious together. I wonder if they film these like together or they're just like in their closets doing that shit. But it is fun. Yeah. It is fun to see. And then, but yeah, the back half of it all was very fascinating too, because amongst it all, Nolan is willing to fight in this like Viltrumite war, but he's like, he's like, I'm gonna do this because Nolan's doing it as like a sense of burden, like of what he's done to everything to himself, atonement, exactly. He does not want Mark to be involved. Cut to the end of the episode where Optimus Prime, Viltrumite guy, is like, if you don't want to sign up for this, I could just do another virus. And this would
Nani?
this would end up harming, of course, Mark, who is half Viltrumite. So it's fascinating how he didn't want Mark to be involved, but the danger to Mark via this, like, just the possibility of like, hey, if you don't want to work with us, we could just try again with another virus. He's like, I don't want that catastrophe to happen again. I'd rather go get Mark. We could figure out a way rather than doing like plan B, doing the, again, second option. Sorry, doing second option with the virus. He's like, I'd rather just go confront my son, do the uncomfortable thing, and figure out a solution to fight the Viltrumites that way. Because the Viltrumites are coming to Earth. He doesn't want Mark to get involved, but Mark's already involved. The Viltrumites are going to come back. He doesn't know about conquest, but like Thrag is on his way, and I have no idea how this is going to end. And even despite like not knowing how it's going to end, I'm just mega excited to see Nolan talk with Mark again. That's going to be a very fascinating episode.
Oh yeah, that's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait to see that. I haven't many times throughout the series have done a lot of times seen how Cecil sees things and how he needs to like contingency a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping Conquest alive is the worst decision he ever made because he broke out within seconds.
Within seconds, that is like laughably bad. It makes no sense how. It makes no sense why they kept him alive. And usually, it's so odd. I wonder how it was written in the graphic novels. Because for us, it's like, okay, season finale, we keep Conquest alive, and it's like, oh shit, like what's Cecil gonna do with him?
Yeah.
But the show does nothing with it. He just leaves, and like I wonder if that was like all within a single volume, where like, hey, Conquest is taken in. 2 pages later, Conquest is out. Like that could have been more effective on a graphic novel front. But for this one, it makes Cecil look dumb and weird. But whatever, just another bad decision from Cecil. He's made a lot of mistakes in his past, and he'll continue to make more mistakes. Did we get a lot of Cecil in episode 1? Did I skip over some Cecil stuff?
No, it's mostly just maintaining everything, assembling the Guardians, watching over the cameras.
Okay. So yeah, very interesting stuff there. And yeah, episode 2 though was just really strong. I liked episode 2 on a visual standpoint, where we get to see the visualization of the last days of the Viltrumite, kind of like watching the end of Krypton, except Krypton was gone in a flash.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't gone in a flash. Sorry, Supergirl. But we know, you know what I mean. And
We
then
watched it die, Evan.
but it just was fascinating to see the slow burn take on the death of the Viltrumite through Nolan's solemn narration. Just very, very cool. I love Viltrumite culture. It's just bad. It's just so bad. And so different from what we get with Mark. But anyways, that was episodes 1 and 2. Great stuff. And yeah, again, Nolan as a character continues to be one of the most fascinating characters. He's a genocidal mass murderer. Not genocidal, but Nolan is a mass murderer. We see Debbie on the rise with her boyfriend Paul, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So
Paul.
It's going to be really, really unfortunate and weird and high tension when Nolan returns with the mission of hey, Mark, it's time to help. In this case, though, Nolan can make a good case that hey, Mark, they're coming anyways. It's time to group up, even though you might not like me as a person. But then, Nolan and Debbie, what's that confrontation going to look like when Debbie's riding such a high right now as a parent? So
yeah,
we shall see.
We shall see.
But yeah, and then last things here. I want to turn us over into some movie news, going over not movie news, sorry, movie reviews, talking Part of Hail Mary, Undertone, and what's the other one? Part of Hail Mary, Undertone,
Ready or Not.
Ready or Not too. Thank you. Before I do that, we missed talking about The Last of Us casting last episode on our last episode. I'm trying to find where's the article. You had one job, Evan. One job. I'm gonna get to it, guys. And let me pull up The Last of Us because we got confirmation of Yara and Lev casting for season 3, which again is going to be the final season of The Last of Us. So, siblings Lev and Yara. People forget. Spoiler alert for The Last of Us season 1 and season 2. Season 2 ends with Ellie at gunpoint to Abby. Abby has invaded the theater. She has shot. Wow, Nathan, I'm blanking on his name. What's Ellie's best friend? Jesse. Thank you. I'm a fake Last of Us fan, guys. I'm a fake fan.
You fuck.
I'm sorry.
We only talked about it for 7 hours.
We really did. So season 3 is going to be all about Abby's time in Seattle. The two characters that are very paramount to that are Lev and Yara. So Yara is played by these are Seraphites. Let's see here. Which one is which? Okay. We have Michelle Mao as Yara and Kiriana Crater as Lev. Very fascinating here. Michelle Mao really looks a lot like Yara. I love that. She is from Bridgerton. Kiriana Crater is from our show, Skeleton Crew. She played the one with the we wish. Kiriana Crater played the one with the visor in Skeleton Crew.
Oh hell yeah!
So that's really cool. But there is a lot of controversy, Nathan. Lots of controversy. Spoiler alert for season 3 of Last of Us. Yara, people don't mind the Yara casting. The Lev one is fascinating. The big part of Lev's character in the game, in the story, is that they are transgender. In the Seraphite community, Lev leaves the Seraphites, shaves their head, and I think they're always called Lev. I think Lev remains consistent. I don't know if the name changes. Originally a woman, transgender transitions. It's hard to transition in the apocalypse, but you know what I mean.
Sure,
but transitions, presenting herself as a boy whenever they meet up with Abby. So a lot of people hate this casting. They, no shade on, of course, Kiriana, but they thought audiences wanted a transgender boy to be played as Lev, which is what they went with the game. In the game, Lev is voiced by a transgender boy. Now I forget the person who played Lev, which was fascinating because they said they wanted to play Lev in the show, which only heightens Ian Alexander, transgender from the he was in the OA too. So yeah, that's the end all be all of the controversy. People wanted the transgender actor to play Lev, which I totally understand. I get it. It is disappointing. I don't want to play. I'll try to play devil's advocate a little bit. Again, no shade on this. Is all on the casting. There's even more reason for people to hate the new show, not the new showrunner. He was in charge of it. Craig Mazin, who I've been a defender of. I think again, I like Last of Us season 2.
Yeah.
I think this is what, if I'm in Craig's brain here, I think this is what Craig's thinking. Kind of what we were all thinking in terms of like, they're going to give us way more with Lev and Yara, right? Like in the game, we get a lot of Lev and Yara, but we get a lot of Lev and Yara from Abby's perspective, because she is, of course, our insert character for the second half of part 2. We don't really know the home life of the Seraphites. We don't really get scenes alone, a lot of us scenes alone, with Lev and Yara. We usually get Lev and Yara scenes, and then Abby enters the room. Or Lev, Yara, and Abby. We hardly ever get their time away. Even the one time when Lev leaves to go back home during day 3, when Lev runs away to go to their mom, and Yara has to go to the island, and then Abby has to go to the island to rescue them. Meanwhile, the invasion is happening and it's chaos. We only see the after effects of that where their mom hit Lev. I think did they kill their mom? I forget what happens.
It's been a minute. I can't remember.
It's been a minute. They either kill their mom or they don't kill their mom. But either way, they run away from home again with Abby, and they drive back, or they try to get back, but Yara is, unfortunately killed, and then Lev rides away with Abby on the boat back to the auditorium where season 2 ended. That being said, I think we're going to get Lev and Yara scenes pre-transition. You know what I mean? Just to get scenes where Lev and Yara are on their own. This is a difficult subject that I don't know if Craig and them are able to handle, but I think this is just my theory. Where we're going to get them pre-transition where Lev we see reasons why, like from their point of view, why they want to leave this Seraphite community. Because I think season 2 did a good job of giving us like both sides of the Seraphites, where we see the Seraphite with the little girl and her dad who just get shot up. Then we see the crazy Seraphites, the one that are trying to kill Ellie and them. So we get like the savage Seraphites and then just like the normal Seraphites. Just like we get the normal wolves, and then we get the people with Isaac who are not so great. So that's just my theory. We're going to get scenes alone. We're going to see more of the family life of the Seraphites. Then we're going to see them run into Abby. Or they play it straight, and all the things that I'm talking about are just like in a flashback in the first like 5 to 10 minutes of the episode. Then you get into the video game stuff. Like kind of like what happens in, I think, episode 4 or 5 when we get that great Isaac flashback when they're in the truck with Josh Peck.
Right.
Something like that, like a cold open with the Seraphites and then cut to whatever. So that's just my theory. And that's just like, I wanted to bring it up because we didn't talk about it.
This flashback will have Drake Bell.
Even more controversial.
I think it's all under the rug at this point. He also mainly has a Hispanic audience these days.
Oh, really? Wow.
Very strong, very fluent as well.
Wow. Okay. So that was it. But let's break down, Nathan. You saw 3 movies. So you saw all these movies back to back?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And God, did I need it?
So break down. What was the first movie you saw here?
First movie was Project Hail Mary in IMAX.
Wow. Okay. Starting off with the best one of the night. Was it for you?
Yes, it was. It would have been my final of the night, but the scheduling didn't work out. This is just the best fluent. But yeah, kicked off with that. Very happy to get both the Spider-Man and Dune trailers in IMAX. My God, I was alive again.
They're so great. And it is weird, though, because like Spider-Man isn't going to IMAX, right? At all?
I think no. What the fuck is happening? Is there a fucking something else going?
Could
No,
remember
I thought
Odyssey?
it was. That's right. Odyssey is in the way, and now Dune's in the way of Avengers, and I don't get to watch Marvel in IMAX. Fuck.
we
Come
get
on,
Dolby
what?
though. We get Dolby in 40x.
Oh, I get the fucking dark room with the black leather seats and the fucking. There's 40 speakers, but it all sounds the same as every other premium. I like Dolby.
Wow. I know, right?
I like the Rumble for sure. No, yeah, it's gonna look good in there. I just like the fucking. It's my biggest screen in the IMAX and the expansion. Personally,
I agree. But yeah, man, Project Hail Mary. Is this your favorite movie of the year now? It's my personal favorite movie of the year now. It's excellent.
It is. It is now my number one. You had mentioned on the stream last week or this week, but I was watching it and I was like, oh, yeah, this could be a Best Picture contender.
What did you say after that? You cut out a little bit.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, it could be a Best Picture contender. And I was just waiting for the catch up. But yeah, this is a phenomenal movie. I would like to also say, a giant IMAX room, only 10 other people in there with me. Everybody was responding in kind to how infectious this movie is. I can only imagine how it played with a big crowd. But this was a wonderful experience. I loved seeing just the vulnerability of being human, of like, not only like entering such profound isolation, especially in a one-way ticket, but also flashbacking to those moments after you spend so much time with Grace and Rocky, and then seeing how he really didn't want to go and he was forced to, and like the fear was too much. Like, like he's a good person and he would love to have that capacity for that courage, but he just didn't have it, and it's just the human condition of it all.
I think that aspect of Grace's character was my favorite aspect of the movie. It was such a great twist in of itself for his character. We've been getting a lot of these flashbacks intermittent throughout the movie just to show us like what led up to everything. But the fact at the very end, Grace didn't want to join when the back was against the wall, when nobody else could. Grace, the doctor, the other scientist died. Grace still didn't want to join. And it leads to like this very heartbreaking scene with him and Sandra Hüller's character when he's in her office and she's like, I'm sorry, like it has to be you. And he has to get arrested, and they play it a little bit for comedy, but like it is still a very heartbreaking scene. Great tonal balance there. Where it's like, oh, he doesn't want to get, injected or passed out, but like this is sad because like they've grown to have such a great friendship. Like they trust each other, and she has to betray him, but she's doing it because she knows who his true character is, right? Like she knows he is a very kind, humane, generous, and most of all, brave character. This movie does a great job challenging that concept of bravery while being also very uplifting in terms of like the human spirit and what it truly means to be selfless, courageous in spite of it all, which is pretty generic themes and stuff like that. But the movie presents it in such a unique way, again, because of the storytelling, that it leads us in the third act. We've seen him do all these brave things. We've seen him risk it all with Rocky. But amongst all that in the third act, after that, we learn he didn't want to do it in the first place. But as an audience, we already saw him do all these great things. It makes this for a great storytelling and great surprising character work, because we all know who he is at his core, even before he does, which was just so excellent.
Absolutely.
And yeah, like how do you like his relationship with Rocky?
It was wonderful. I loved seeing the slow build of understanding to then my favorite dynamic in the entire film, which is just like building up the translator and like filling in the words and like finding specific meanings to words in very meaningful moments. Some of my favorite stuff. First off, it was very funny when they're picking different voices that all range it so differently. Even one was like Meryl Streep, and I was like, did they actually get Meryl Streep for this for like 5 seconds?
They might have. It was very funny.
Very good. But yeah, I love that they do these different things, and it's like I need a word for this, and it's just like I don't know, like just like be like something simple like nap, and it's like what's nap? What's that? It's like what, like sleep, like dead, don't die. Those things are funny. Or like they have a he's called Rocky. He shows him the Rocky movies, and like he tells him the name of his wife back on his planet, and I'm watching. I'm like, please give the name Adrian for the translation, please. And sure enough, he does, and that's wonderful to see. But it's also very meaningful, and that scene where trying to like figure out like a specific word for what Grace is choosing to do, and it's just brave, and it's that, and it's not like using that moment for the translation, but it's later once all is said and done, and they've been through so much, and it's just like you're very brave as he's like headed off. It's very wonderful. But I will say, Evan, probably my favorite whole moment in the movie is when Rocky's talking about his wife to Grace, and it's like, how long have you guys been together? It's something like 186 years, and he's like, oh wow, it's a long time. And Rocky's like, it's not enough. Yeah, it just hit me so much. That is so beautiful. I love it. Like this faceless little crab rock is so compelling, especially like when shit was going bad and Rocky was making a lot of panic movement, and then like having to make that sacrifice to jump out of his pod to like burn in Grace's atmosphere to save his life on the ship.
Oh my god.
It's so harrowing, and I'm watching the whole time. I never read the book. I don't know the story, so I'm just like on the edge of like, please God, no, don't die. And I'm like trying to convince myself like he can't die because he needs the fuel to get home. What the fuck can we do? Please don't die. Which is great because then like they do like a double take on that as well, because Grace is going back and he's like, wait, there's a pathogen in the cure that's gonna corrupt the fuel. Rocky's not going to be able to go home. I can't leave him to die again. He has to go back. He has to choose to not go back to Earth to save his friend.
And that's an insane.
So many.
Like this movie is relentless, because I thought the movie was going to end. They stayed their goodbyes, and it's like, okay, cool. Nope, a pathogen leaked, and now rock in a hard place. You can't get back home, or you want to go save your best friend now. And man, I mean, I don't know what I would have done in that decision. Granted, I don't have the same life as Grace, but it was a very courageous and heartwarming decision that he had to make there at the very end to go, hey, Earth, you get the pods. Here's your cure. I got to go save my boy Rocky. And I love seeing Sandra Hüller's character watching the tapes and like seeing Grace with Rocky and understanding what happened, and it's left to the imagination after that. But I just loved it so much. But I'm with you. This movie is so special just in those early Rocky and Grace scenes that like a lot of other movies would have montaged the hell out of that. But like, okay, cool, like. Grace meets Rocky. They meet each other. Here's a montage, and now they're best friends. Yippee-ki-yay. But I like the movie to end like at least, I want to say like 30 minutes. Just like Grace and Rocky getting to know each other, deciphering the language with each other, figuring out what to do with their new planet. Like, how do we go about this? What are the costs? What are the effects of doing this plan? They're doing some crazy science shit together. Which, by the way, I love the science in this movie. It was very followable. It was easy to follow without being too over the top. It's kind of like The Pit. Very nice. I love when movies do that.
This is the most science accurate space movie you've ever seen, actually.
but seriously, like I like seeing them work together. It reminded me of my favorite moments from like Arrival, favorite movie of all time, where like Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner are like learning how to communicate with Abbott and Costello, the aliens, and it's just
Yeah,
like going, like, seeing what is this, like slowly learning about piece by piece, like what language is, and just seeing that here, learning their language through like these very funny comedic exchanges was just brilliant. It was really, really brilliant, and it just showcases Ryan Gosling's like killer emotional range in this entire movie, being so like effortlessly charming and charismatic with the robot, with Rocky, while also being like fearful and like being scared and being like nervous towards the end of the flashbacks. Like he really ran the gambit with a lot of his emotions in this movie. Again,
yeah,
I'm Oscar pilled, but he's an easy best actor top five so far this year. He's killing it. He's great. So yeah, I
really
love
is.
the whole Rocky and stuff. But then Nathan, we got to talk about the whole fishing sequence. Them trying to get the predator antigen from this planet to help
Yeah.
them with the Petrova line. Holy shit! Holy shit! The visuals during the movie, of course, has great visuals across the board. But when they're in the atmosphere with the wire attached to his back, everything's going crazy. He gets
Mm.
back, like his face, he gets hit in the face. Like it was just, and you already mentioned it, but with Rocky nearly sacrificing himself, I'm like, there was like 30 minutes just like pure adrenaline. My heart was pounding. I was literally like the sit forward meme. I was just like, I couldn't look away. I was so engrossed in what was happening. It was insane. It was some of my
Totally.
favorite sequences in the entire year.
Yeah, it's so good. At some point, the the line gets caught on another like heavy piece that ends up pinning his arm, and I'm like, oh my god, don't lose an arm in space.
Yeah.
Very intense stuff. But even the whole time on comms, Rocky's communicating. He's just like, "Hey, Grace, don't risk it. Don't do. We could do this again another time." Uh, but Grace didn't believe that the ship would last another thing like this again. And the whole like piloting of it and like trying like they get to the point where like seems like we're out of it and we're like headed back out into orbit away from the atmosphere. But then like they notice like the buckle falls and like there's still gravity and then they plummet back into the atmosphere. I'm like, oh my god, it doesn't end.
That was wild. The movie does a great job of like keeping tension like so palpable, and then just adding another layer somehow and making it all seem so believable and just insane. I don't know how Grace and Rocky survived it, but again, it's just one of the most thrilling sequences. And again, you and I both watched this in IMAX. It was just thrilling to watch this whole thing on the big screen. They did a lot of the space scenes in the full IMAX texture, and it just looked beautiful and intense and sad. Um, for secondary, Nathan, I
Yeah.
thought the whole Rocky thing, I thought we're going to end up with like a group scenario at the end of Guardians 1 where like Rocky dies, but
Mm.
like a pebble of him, I don't know how their anatomy works, like a little part of him survives, and it's just like, hey, I'm still Rocky or whatever. But like Rocky ended up living, and that was fantastic. I was so happy. It was
Absolutely.
great.
There is a great bit in that sense that Grace just does pick up on the language and understands them by the end, which is cool.
Yeah, living in his own like pod area ish of sorts on Rocky land on Adrian. Um,
Yeah. Arid, it might
or
be what they
Aaron,
call
not
him.
Adrian. Aaron, yeah.
Now, I believe eventually Grace will want to go back to Earth, but I just fully believe he's in no rush.
Yeah, no rush at all for that long ass journey back to Earth. What was the time to get back to Earth? Was it like 10 years? I don't know how long it would take to
Uh,
get him back.
I think it's 113 light years, but if you have like the right fuel to get like the max speed, you can like
Yeah,
sleep in it. I think like transport wise, they said like they were like 11 years away from Earth, or like 8 for like a slumber.
yeah, and just wild. Um, what a great like cold open in general too. Watching his whole crew just dead. I'm like, oh damn. Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
There we go. That's just I
dead
can't
and with
imagine feeling like
amnesia.
that. Yeah, he had no idea who he was, no idea who he was, who these people were, but he just had like these photographs to go off with. But then of course he slowly remembered as the movie went on, which was also pretty cool too. Like we're learning as much as he's learning as well.
Totally, it was stellar. Another like knocked out of the park. Lord and Miller film.
These guys are pretty good, huh? Um,
Pretty
I
good.
always forget that they didn't like direct the Spider-Verse movies. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
but you know, what's the
But
difference?
yeah, it's a great one. Uh, Moving forward though, in my triple feature, I did get to see Undertone next.
Okay, Undertone. Did you wear headphones for this one? Did you get the AMC earbuds with this one?
How fucked would that be?
Pretty
No, no, I
funny.
didn't. Instead, I sat in auditorium with one other guy who was directly behind me.
Wow,
The
that's
true
always
fear,
awkward.
the true fear experience. A little bit, it was fun. Um, but yeah, I went to watch. I really like what the actress was able to bring to this role, where it's mostly just kind
Yeah,
of her alone, and then just like her lifeless mother character. But I think the slow build tension was very good. First off, the sound design is immaculate in this film, so good, and I love the cinematography creating such sense of unease. Is very well captured. The like one location of this house, which I think also heightens it. Spending your time in just the one place that you'll get familiar with the layout, and just seeing so many shots of negative space that where it's like sometimes there's things there, many times there isn't, but like your brain is just like autofilling the the imagination, which is always the worst thing to actually seeing anything. So well captivated with some just like straight up terrifying sound design. Whereas like I've seen like a lot of like creepy ass YouTube that does similar sound work, and if I had never been privy to stuff like that, I think I would have been like crawling out of my skin with a lot of the sound design. But because I am familiar, it's still creepy as fuck to me. But because I am a little familiar, I'm like, okay, word, yeah, this is unsettling as hell. Very well done, very well captured. And I like the slow burn of like the like each new tape listen is slowly unlocking the call of the demon. Very compelling. I like it a lot.
yeah, me too. I had a really great time with this movie. I had to look up the actress's name, Nina Kiri.
Mm,
Phenomenal job. Like you said, like she is basically the lead, the only main actor in this movie. She's acting opposite nothing for this entire
yeah,
movie, and she's doing an excellent job. There's a great interview she has with Perry Nemiroff on Perry's
right on.
channel. It's not on Perry's channel. It's on the Collider Ladies Night channel. Um,
Mm,
Great interview. I would recommend listening to about her career. But yeah, she's really great in this movie. The sound work is the best sound design you'll hear in a very long time. And like you said, also, it's not only the perfect sound design here, it's the staging of the camera, it's the cinematography, it's the direction of like filming a lot of these like empty spaces, these like empty air, these dark corners of the room to give the sense of like
yeah,
her actually not being the only one in there. Is there a different sound there? Is there a different entity in the room. I just saw the expert camera work was just elevating the sound design and making it all come together very nicely for me. And yeah, I just, it was just so engaging, learning different pieces about the lore of this possible entity sprinkled throughout each of the new additional podcasts, as she's like co-hosting this podcast with her friend Justin. I thought that was just very, very unique and interesting. I liked slowly learning about this entity within this one space, how it's podcast related. I don't want to go into spoilers. I really want people to watch this movie. But also, okay, maybe a little bit spoilers, because spoilers for Undertone. Sure. I was mixed on the ending, but the more I think about it, the more I like it. For the ending, it's very crazy. Where this, sure. You know, she's living in an air of like disbelief, but she's also slowly like is faced with like the unnatural. In the way that is slowly seeded throughout the movie I thought was pretty expert. In the last like 10 minutes is entirely gripping, where you're just like, it's all audio design. You're all like frantic, and it's in the space of this one area that you've been with the entire time, but things are going crazy. What's going on with the mom? Is the devil-ish character really messing with her brain? You see it affecting like the TV, the audio, her friend Justin. And then like, again, spoilers for Undertone real quick. But when the screen just cuts to black and you have to take in, because we're already familiar with the choreography. You're already familiar with the architecture of this house. So it's nice to get like, we're already familiar with it through like visuals. And then the screen cuts to black and we get to like picture what's actually going on. And it doesn't sound like it ended very well for her. But it was just a very dark, weird, but super, super immersive ending that I really liked. So yeah, I really am a big fan of this movie.
I dig the hell of it. I was, those like last like minute of just sitting in the darkness with that sound design, very unsettling in and of itself, because you're just like hearing like crying children, babies, and like demonic forces, and you know, our main character screaming, and it's very effective. And I'm like, if you hit credits right now, I will be so happy. And they did. I was like, oh fuck yeah.
I think
it was great.
I think me and you had the same reaction, because I was like, ooh, I hope they end it with just this. I wouldn't want them to do like this cool cut to black sound work and then we like see the aftermath. I was like, just cut the movie now. And they did. And I'm like, okay, bravo. That was a great ending there. Yeah. So it really worked for me. Yeah, this movie is just, it's very patient, it's deliberate, it's unique, it's great like sound design. The movie, for better and like for worse, it keeps us at a distance when it comes to like character work. With the main girl Evie, and her mom. It like, some of it worked for me, some of it didn't work for me. I wish I was a little bit more invested in like her relationship with her mom. That was like my only little bit downside. But it still wasn't effective like thematically. Like, I get what they were going for thematically with like the distance between her and her mom, and caring for herself and caring for like her mother. I think that it just could have been a bit tighter. But this is a tight movie. This is 94 minutes.
No,
so
yeah, for sure. It's definitely something that I could definitely see that point of view. I have personally experienced that level of like care for a mom in that situation, so I'm more like inept to be emotionally connected to that. Which, by the way, today is my mom's birthday, so happy birthday, Mom!
Happy birthday, Mom!
I meant to say that. Happy birthday. 55 would have been awesome. So yeah, I think Undertone is phenomenal swing. I think it hits. I'm sure it's Well, I was reading. I guess it's slightly divisive, depending on the viewer. But I think this rocked. I think it's very like well done, and I would watch it again.
Me too. I would recommend people watch this, and it's easy to recommend a good like hour and a half horror movie. You're not requiring a lot for the audience just to be
Yep.
immersed in this really unique horror movie. Um, Also, last part, it is a directorial debut from Ian Tuason, if I said his name right.
Mm,
So I love a good directorial debut. I want to see what he does in the future. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, that's about it. Let's do off with our last review here. Ready or not, 2, here I come.
Which, by the way, I always hated hearing it like that because I'm just like, you can't do that. You're breaking the flow. And then I saw the title card didn't have the two in it, and I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But yeah, so what'd you think about Ready or Not 2?
I thought it was a fun time. I thought it was like very much like in the same vein as the first one. I think this is going to make a very fun double feature uh, for the years to come. I think this does go in tandem hand. I think you know we're already like at the lost of experiencing this world for the first time, right? And it's like twists and turns and like these fucking like weird rule following insanity and like fucking Satan's real and shit by its like end reveal. So you're already like carrying that with you, but I feel like it creates a good stake for this one, especially in like the idea of like, are you willing to give up your soul to save those you care about? I think that is an interesting aspect emotionally to bring for this world, and I also think both of the girls play off each other very naturally. I really like the inclusion of Catherine Newton this time around, and Samara Weaving is always phenomenal. And I really like how smart Samara Weaving plays trying to be strategic through all of this, especially in context of the canon where she's just coming off like a couple days after just doing this.
Yeah.
But all in all, I do think like the whole adventure and like the supporting cast were all very fun. I'm always a big fan of seeing Sarah Michelle Gellar and our boy from the pit. I'm blanking on his name.
Sean Hattasey.
Yeah, he's great. Like he's very like unhinged role here. Like that's so like unnerving until he just like goes all out. Very well done. I really liked it quite a bit. And Elijah Wood, it was a lot of fun too, with like a very like supporting calm role of just like being like the referee rule keeper of it all. I really like all these different dynamics.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm already blanking on the movie. Oh yeah, Elijah. His character reminded me from John Wick Chapter 4. What's his name? The guy, the lawyer guy.
The Clancy Brown guy.
Clancy Brown. Yeah. Like he reminded me
Yeah.
of like the Clancy Brown character was like this chaotic world of like John Wick, and he has to be this straight man in this universe. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like the same way here for his character, where he's kind of like the straight man amongst all these crazy families. He has to just play it straight. Like he doesn't get to do much in the movie, but I liked what he did. Like he did his role exactly what he was signed to do. Like, hey, just play it straight. Like this is crazy around you. They're going to ask you lots of questions. You just got to be like, yeah, sure, or nope, that's against the rules. Or it was very funny. So I liked everything that happened there. And then, but yeah, I'm with you. I didn't love this movie. I think my main criticism is that, like, when I saw the trailer, I knew we were going to be getting like more of the same. And that's kind of what we got with this movie. This movie is the definition of, hey, you like the first one? Here we go again. You're getting the same exact story. But the difference here is like the sisterhood dynamic, the sister relationship between Tamara Weaving and Catherine Newton. And while they have excellent chemistry, you can tell they had a lot of fun together on screen. For me, at least, the whole sisterhood angle where it's like, I hate you, you left me, no, I didn't leave you, well, I left you because of this. It's like, I just, for some reason, I was just never fucking with it. Like, I never really, like, bought into their estranged dynamic. It lasted a bit too long. And then, of course, they come back at the very end. Like, it lasted long. Then it just played it very cliche. But, okay, she comes back at the end, and we're great sisters now. Like, they didn't do anything fresh or unique with their sisterhood dynamic. Like, it's any kind of, like, sister you get in movies where it's like, hey, you left me. I didn't mean to leave you. I love you. But I got to showcase I love you by being mean to you at times. And then, oop, I shouldn't have said that. Damn it. I'm going to go back and apologize. Oh, and then she gets kidnapped. I'm just like, okay. What are we doing here? So it was a lot of, like, weird back and forth. I just wasn't really fucking with. It was kind of like my main complaint from the movie. But again, they have great chemistry, and I surprisingly liked Sean Hattie and Sarah Michelle Gellar's their chemistry together as their siblings was on par with Samara Weaving and Catherine Newton. And I totally didn't expect that, like, brother-sister weird dynamic. And they actually, spoiler alert for Ready or Not 2. Spoiler alert for Ready or Not 2. They actually kept it fresh for me, where it's like, okay, he's playing this very weak, but, like, he doesn't give a fuck kind of character. He's kind of, like, all over the place. While she is also, like, very despicable, but she also, like, doesn't love her brother all that much. And, like, she was trying to, like, underhand go around him at the end, and then he just comes in and kills her. Like, that's the kind of shit I like, where I'm just like, oh, wait, I did not see that coming. It's a warped perspective on the brother and sister dynamic that I kind of liked. I wish the other sisterhood dynamic had something equally as fresh. But that, I just really liked what Sarah Michelle Gellar and Sean were doing in this movie. I thought it was very fun, and they were chaotic as hell together. I loved it.
Oh, totally. The whole climax of the movie basically coming down to the loophole in the contract to marry into the family to stop the conflict and garner control of it all. I really love the stepping stones of it. First off, the ceremony, I love the costume design of it all. It was really cool. But when it comes down to the moment where, like, okay, they officially marry, and it's like, well, legally you can kill your family member, no one cares. You'll be fine. And she does, and it's like, oh, fuck yeah. And then, making it come down to a thing where, like, oh, there's a 3-minute window to fucking claim it all, and she just, like, chucks the ring into the pit, and they're all, like, diving into it. I'm watching, I'm like, holy fuck, this is amazing. It was a hell of a set piece. The funny thing is, like, just to cover my bases, if I was Samara Weaving, if I'm like headed out the door right before I'm leaving Elijah Wood, I would turn back like, hey, is my soul good? Am I still damned? Am I fine by renouncing? Am I good? Because homeboy over here also renounced and he popped, so I don't fucking.
That's a great point. So does she leave this movie like by having a fortune now? Is that how it ends, basically, or what?
I don't know who gets claimed to any of it. If it's all just kind of liquidated, are like the higher power still pulling strings of things, or are they just like, it's fucking normal society, I guess?
Yeah,
it's kind of the open-endedness of it. It's a power vacuum thing. I don't know. The Ready or Not 3, baby.
The power another vacuum. Big family.
Right.
Ready or Not 3 would be fun if it's like, instead of a whole group of people chasing after one and now 2 people, if it's like family on family, like battle royale kind of thing, instead of just like us all trying to find one person. It's like a battle royale. They're in one bigger area, and now it's like 2 families against each other, instead of just like Most Dangerous Game. Like it's more of a equal Fortnite-ish playing field.
They should bring in like a positive like upswing of like group of like Holy Crusader like family knights or something to
shit.
like reverse it and like, okay, we to keep this at bay, we all need to come together to like lock this shit down or something. That would be like an interesting like switch up, but still in the functionality of it.
Yeah. Oh, also, you know, a slight flaw for this movie and something they could probably get into with the third movie is that like all these killers are just not good killers. They all like every single one of them suck. Like every single one of them were just not good at killing Samara and the other one at all. Like granted, I know these like are rich people, so they don't have like lots of experiences, but like, come on, can we have one like person capable of doing some shit in this movie? You guys all suck, and it got old after a while. I'm like, okay, come on, this is ridiculous.
It was hilarious though when the girl brings up a bazooka and then fires it backwards. You didn't know which one. Like that's great. I love that.
That was a great gag. That was a great gag for sure. But yeah, solid movie, more of the same. I think I still like the first one better because it's more fresh and fun. But like this one, again, I think you mentioned up top, this would make for a very, very, very fun double feature.
I think so. I did want to ask because I'm watching and like they have like the final scene from the first movie, but then it goes on longer into new footage for sure. And I'm like looking, cause I feel like I might have like my eye caught it. I don't know if this is true, but I wonder if they like got the blood makeup as close as possible to Samara Weaving as the first film, and then did like a slight subtle face morph into the new footage. It's something I gotta like look at, but like it's pretty like as seamless as you can get for someone who's like a couple years on from filming something into it again. Because I don't think they were thinking like let's film into the sequel idea. I don't think they thought that far ahead. So I just like movie making wise, I think that's cool.
Yeah, I don't think they did. Yeah, I don't think they like thought that through either. But like that would be a fun like comparison to see. Like, because I did not expect them to go full like just hey, this is the last scene. We're just gonna extend it. But I do wonder if they added like some CGI to make it as close as possible. I think CGI or just like a killer makeup team to make it as seamless as possible. Funny enough, when it went on it went on longer than I thought. And she's talking to like this police officer. I was like thinking 4D chess. I was like, is the police officer going to turn out to be like, because we're not watching the guy, we're just watching it from her perspective. I was wondering like, hey, is the person she's talking to going to end up being a character in this movie later on? But no, it was just some throwaway cop. Because he was talking to her for a minute there. I was like, oh, is he evil or something? But no, he was just a regular cop. But yeah, it was a cool opening to get us right back to where we started. But yeah, solid movie. That's about it. Anything else, Nathan? Anything else you watch, you crazy fucker?
Is there?
Not for me.
In my letterbox. I've been around the bend lately. Nothing really. I just just rewatching old movies. I watched a lot of Kevin Smith movies, and I watched both Sin Cities again for the first time in a while. That's
you're supposed to watch those with me. They're on our commentary list. You bitch.
I know. Well, fucking hurry up. Can we watch it now? I'll watch it now. Because I want to watch it.
Yeah, we'll probably put them on over the summer. Like, are they all Robert Rodriguez? We could do like a Robert Rodriguez summer watching Spy Kids and Sin City.
Both of the movies co-direct with Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller, who made the graphic novels. But there is one story in the first one that's guest directed by Quentin Tarantino.
I do remember hearing about that. But yeah, that's about it. You guys can catch me on Twitter. I don't have my ad. My tag's gone because I'm freaking save and delete everything. Well, I deleted my browsing data. I'll make it in a second. But yeah, find me on Twitter at HarrisEV9. There it is. I watched The Pit today. Great episode. There's like only 3 episodes left for
I'm about to
The
go watch
Pit.
it.
13, 14, and 15. Really good episode. There's some great TV. Next week, Darth Maul is back. I think that's next week, or is that 2 weeks from now?
Oh shit. Yeah, I guess.
So lots of TV happening in the future. What's up with you, Nathan?
Well, you don't make it wait. You can follow me at _TimeBlazer, making a show called Time Blazer with co-star and creative consultant Evan Harris.
Playing Ben. Let's see here. Ben actually would have done pretty well in these Ready or Not games. Even without my lightning powers. I think I'm rocking all these guys because they suck at killing people. I would have fucked them up.
No, 1,000,000,000%. You're the strategist for sure. Now apply Ben to the first 2 movies.
Ben, I mean, I don't know my credentials. I think I'm fucking up the world. If do not leave the fate of the world in Ben's hands, like that's all that science jargon shit. He'll probably leave it all to Rocky to do all the science equations. But I'm a nice guy. I'll save the world. I'll help you out. Undertone, I'm fucking that monster up. I'm fucking it up. You ain't getting me.
I think you're just not listening to the tracks.
Or maybe that too. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just like, because it was funny. Undertone. They get like, it was kind of like Beetlejuice. They kept saying the name. I'm just like, y'all turn that shit off and just walk away. Like, what are y'all doing? So that was very funny too.
But the horror podcast that we go live at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that was also very funny. I was like, I would go crazy if Nathan ever called me at 3:30 and say, "Hey, Evan, let's go live." Like, bitch, I am tired.
Should we? Should we finally start the horror pod at 3 a.m.?
3 a.m. 24-hour podcast. It's happening. 2026. Let's go. I'm joking. Don't do that. Don't make that face.
Please. All right. We could drink. It'll be fun. All right. So, if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if not already. Ring the bell so you miss coverage on all things movie, TV. And that being said, hope you have a great day. Catch you guys next time.